Fear lies within every human being. 2.5 million people in the UK suffer from a severe phobia. Social phobias, agoraphobia and specific phobias affect approximately 7 people in every 100 across the globe. Between 2002 and 2003, there were 310 admitted to hospital for episodes of phobic anxiety disorder. 94% of these patients required hospital treatment, roughly 40% male and 60% female. In this documentary, we will be looking into depth at fears and phobias within the British public, an investigation into the human psyche.
Yeah, I'm scared of mice and rats. It's not too bad when I'm just thinking about rats and mice in general, but say, as I say, it's like if I see like mouse traps and that sort of creeps me out. Just sort of, I don't freeze or anything. It just generally just don't like the feeling I get. It's hard to describe.
I do have a phobia, yes. Not fear per se, phobia. It's a phobia about snakes. I'm not that paranoid, no. It's just that whenever I go, especially in Mediterranean countries, and I just, which is often, and I go through dry land or whatever, you're gonna see very often a snake going like that, which at that point I scream and I jump up and down because I'm scared and everybody else laughs about that around me. I know you use the word phobia, which from Greek means that you have a fear that paralyzes you, you cannot function. I do function. As soon as I shoot the snake, I start jumping up and down. I think that's functioning rather than being I would consider hypnotherapy for quitting smoking or something, you know. Hypnotherapy, I know for a fact that it is because somebody trying to hypnotize me, part of this process with the NHS to stop smoking. And apparently it works, I've been told.
Most phobias usually begin in childhood or adolescence. The common symptoms of someone with a phobia fall under the categories of the emotional and physical signs. A person with a phobia may show emotional signs with the symptoms of having mood swings, being irritable, or being tearful. The symptoms of physical signs are commonly acknowledged as weight loss or weight gain, tiredness, panic attacks, or nausea.
People come to see me for stress and anxiety and panic. Quite a lot of the panic is made by phobias. I would probably say about 25% of overall business is curing phobias. Some of them, people come in within about an hour, they walk out without the phobia. Some take a lot more. Specifically the phobias that are formed when they've been tiny. I always say to clients, when you're tiny, your brain isn't functioning fully consciously. It's taking in all information, it's learning things. So if you're a little toddler and say a big friendly dog bounds up to you, you see this huge furry beast with big fangs coming towards you, and you can carry that kind of fear inside you right up until your later life. And you can be afraid of dogs all your life, and it will have come from that one little trigger event when you were a toddler.
Hypnotism as a subject can often be regarded as a novelty act or a gimmick. Contrary to popular belief, there is indeed a major difference between a hypnotist and a hypnotherapist, one being used for entertainment and the other used in therapy and in the process of curing such issues as a phobia.
Hypnosis works by relaxing you. First off, it relaxes your mind, it relaxes your body. When you are relaxed, you tend to think a lot more logically rather than emotionally. Your conscious mind is the bit that criticises everything. It thinks critically of stuff. It sees a spider, it reacts emotionally. Your subconscious contains all the behaviours that have learned throughout the years. I speak to people, get them nice and relaxed, mentally and physically, at which point I give them suggestions for positive change. And while they're nice and relaxed, they tend not to react to certain phobias. I can mention a spider, I can ask them to imagine a spider sitting in front of them, and they don't panic. And in doing that, it almost desensitizes someone, so that when they come back to full consciousness again, the mind knows not to panic in that situation.
There's a difference between a pure phobia, because a pure phobia is literally just a stimulus response action. There's nothing else involved. It's just you see the thing and then you erupt. You'll have like strong physiological reactions like sweating and fast heart rate and hyperventilating and the rest of it. A lot of people kind of get a bit confused about what phobia actually entails, because you can have phobias like public speaking, you can have strong physiological reactions to public speaking, but it's not quite the same class as a phobia, because a phobic wouldn't be able to consider even getting up on the stage in the first place. So fears are probably, you've got more of a cognitive component involved, so you might be telling things to yourself, you might have a particular thinking style that creates the fears, like not accepting anxiety as an emotion that's part of you and not wanting it and pushing it aside, which can bring panic attacks on. But a phobia is just completely out of any sort of control whatsoever. It's literally, it's just you see the thing and you react. There's no thoughts involved whatsoever.
Most people live with their phobias every day, but others suffer greatly. Even with the use of hypnotherapy, these people find it difficult to do things that most people would consider a normal day-to-day activity. Throughout this documentary, we have investigated the human mind and how it deals with everyday occurrences, phobias, and the symptoms behind them.